Though SNAP plays a it's being constantly threatened both at the federal level in the halls of Congress and at the state level. And that's the priority of today's event and this week-long challenge, is to make people aware of how important this benefit is to putting food on the table. We are all aware of the planned asset tests for food stamps that will take effect May 1st. The new restriction will disqualify thousands of Pennsylvanians, especially seniors and families who are receiving more than $14 billion from SNAP, and those cuts that are starting in 2013 will result in a family of four seeing a drop of $60 in their benefits each month. This will be the first time in the program's history that participants will see a decrease in their benefits from 1 month to the next. That's unless members of Congress, especially members of the Senate, work together to restore the cuts in the 2012 Farm Bill. What's more, SNAP benefits are already too low to afford an adequate, healthy diet. And I'm sure that many of the participants taking part in this challenge are going to see for themselves how low those benefits are. Every elected official, whether they work in Philadelphia, Harrisburg, or on the Hill, must work hard to ensure that SNAP benefits are protected, and that those families who are struggling to get back on their feet have the help they need to do just that. SNAP has a huge economic benefit. For every dollar spent, $1.73 economic activity, local economic activity is realized. We have to keep that in mind before we start cutting these programs. But for a child or a senior, a week of hunger may feel like a lifetime. Every concerned citizen who has ever participated in a food drive or donated to a hunger relief cause must make it a priority to voice their support for this program.
Before we start shopping for our week's worth of food, we want to hear from some of our elected officials who have come out to support the challenge. And first, we want to hear from Congressman Bob Brady, a man who has been a real champion for working families and an unwavering advocate for people in distressed communities. Please give a round of applause for Congressman Bob Brady.
Thank you. Again, thank the Jewish Federation and Hunger Coalition for putting this together. And my dear friend Jeff Brown always stepped up to the plate from ShopRite, whatever we need something, whatever it may be, and allowing us to be here today. But I heard a comment today about congressmen. We're in the wrong place. We ought to take this down to Washington. I would love to see how many of my fellow colleagues can live on $35 a week. Or let them try. Just let them try, because the toughest part about me doing this is when I go to Washington. You don't walk into a room where there isn't some food, lunch, dinner, whatever. And they eat pretty good down there. You know, I would like to take this show on the road. And maybe take it up to Secretary Alexander up in Harrisburg, put in a means test. Could you imagine? Let him work, let him take this test. So I thank you for bringing the awareness and the visibility, and hopefully the press, thank you for being here, and we can make everybody know. You know, I looked at this list, and I also cheated off the mayor's list. And my wife kind of put this together for me. And we may be able to make it for $35. And the mayor's a whole lot more accurate than I am. He has his numbers down here, and he's going to make it for $34.19, so you can buy a half a chocolate bar. But the problem with this is that it's redundant. We're going to do it for a week, but these families got to do it for more than a week, and it gets so old eating the same thing over and over again. And the nutrition factor is horrible. And you know, and when I think of nutrition factors, I think of my 4 grandchildren. You know, we got to keep them healthy, and it's so stupid that we do something today to take away from them. In the long run, all it is getting our young children not healthy, getting them sick and have to pay for doctor bills over and over again for their teeth or for whatever. I'm happy to take this challenge, and it is going to be a challenge for me, because you know I don't mind eating a little more than $35 a week. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. And hopefully we can make a whole lot of people more aware of just how outrageous the cuts are and how outrageous the means tests are for the men and women that want to be working and can't. So I appreciate it. Thank you for having me here, and I'm going to give it my best.
Thank you, Congressman. And now let's hear from our mayor, Mayor Michael Nutter, who as vice president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, an entity that has recently, just as early as last Thursday, put out some strong statements against some potential congressional action against food stamps.
All right, thank you, and the same to the Hunger Coalition, and certainly Debs and all of our partners here. Congressman Brady is one of the members of Congress who does get it, who does understand. We should give him another big, big round of applause, please. You can drink the water. And, State Senator Hughes, State Rep Tony Payton, State Rep Vanessa Lowry Brown, and all of our friends here. The first thing is, it seems to me, and Congressman Brady and I were together on another occasion, I used this language, it's mean-spirited to attack children, to attack those who may have lower income, to attack seniors and those who are shut in vulnerable populations. Why in the world would we cut funding for people to eat good food in America? That makes no sense whatsoever. We feed the world. If something bad happens in another part of the world, if there's a tornado, a hurricane, a tsunami, whatever the case may be, as Americans, we always respond to those circumstances and situations, and we literally send the food right out of the back of our Air Force planes with parachutes, and that is the right thing to do. The only thing I ask is, where was that food yesterday? Where was that food the day before that circumstance or situation? It was somewhere. No one in the United States of America should ever be hungry. No one should ever be without food. No one should ever have to struggle and wonder where their next meal is coming from. And so the SNAP program is critically important to Philadelphia, as was mentioned. 1 in 3 Philadelphia using the food stamp program. Philly Food Bucks program, which helps us stretch that $5 with another $2 of funding to get the kind of food that people need. So, yes, I do have a list. I'm a firm believer that you should never send a man to the supermarket without a list. Otherwise, you come home with all kinds of stuff. So, right. Well, that's the other thing. Never go to the supermarket